Welcome back to the B Team, everyone. We are here. Week 2 is underway. The 1 p.m. games are finished up. The 4 o'clock games are currently finishing up. We got the Chiefs and the Bengals on the TV at 17-16. Bengals are about to get more points, and Mike's moral is about to be done. Mike, did you see the early games today?
No, I told you this. I saw half the Jets game. I saw the second half of the Jets game.
What were you doing?
I was golfing.
Mike hates football now. He is full on. We are going to be a golf podcast by the time this season's done with the way he's going.
I had to, and I'm doing it next
you
Sunday
had
too.
To?
But
you had to.
We're going earlier.
What was today?
Football Sunday.
Yeah. No, it wasn't for you. What was the golf today?
How would I shoot?
This man is
shot
golfing.
91.
Mike,
No,
I don't care about what you shot. I don't care about what you shot because.
Are you angry? Are you angry?
Yes, I am.
I'm sorry.
As a Jets fan, I'm angry.
I watched it.
Are you going to listen?
Go.
As a Jets fan, I'm angry. You watched it.
I watched the second half.
Yeah. This is the first season since Mark Sanchez that you actually have a shot at doing something. What do you do every Sunday? You golf. You don't even watch the Jets.
Maybe it's a good thing.
Fireman Ed is down there in Nashville getting the boys rowdy. What are you doing? You're hitting on cart girls and hitting bad golf shots.
Bro,
this is ridiculous.
I haven't watched the Mets.
This is ridiculous.
I haven't watched the Mets, and I can't tell you how long.
That's different.
And they're winning games, and they just stopped them on. So all right, let me tell you this though. I know.
This is the issue here, Mike.
I know. No.
We're going to come in here, and you know what? The people have to listen to me roast your football team instead of you. You don't even know what happened in the first. You don't even know that.
They looked like a disaster. Yes.
Aaron Rodgers looks like he's 80 years old.
And how long have I been saying this again? How long have I been saying this?
Well, I would believe.
You know why? You know why he looks bad? Because he was out fucking around in Egypt and joining every single podcast notes man on the West and the East Coast. And here we are.
Well, Mike,
I told you everyone.
See, but I would believe you if I knew you watched the game, but you didn't. Okay, so let's get into the show here, everybody. Welcome back to the B Team.
Well, we might as well start out with
this
them.
week 1, laundry list of injuries. We had Kittle leave the field for an IV, kind of funny. Jefferson
JJ,
left the field. We had Jermaine. We had
AJ Brown. He's going to be out.
We had.
You still trying to think?
I thought you were going to say more, but you didn't watch. We had a bunch of people get carted off in injuries.
Okay, I'm ahead.
It's going to be a running. I need you to know it's going to be a running joke for the next 2 weeks until you watch the games. But no, let's serious injury to Tua. So we're going to start there with Miami and Buffalo Thursday Night Football. Buffalo blew out Miami. It was 31-10. Buffalo moved to 2-0. Miami to 1-1, and we said it last week. And honestly, we called it. I wish the video was a little bit nicer to Tua based on what happened, but it is what it is. We said the Dolphins probably weren't real. We said this was a 2-dog, 3-dog race maybe now. The Dolphins are now 1-11 versus teams with a winning record. What should the Dolphins be doing with Tua? What should they do at quarterback?
Well, number one, I'll start off because I actually did watch this game.
You made that joke, not me.
Buffalo exploded on Miami. Pause, but it happened.
All over their chest.
They exploded all over them. And they made that not even a game. It was over. Right after that interception that Tua threw, that looked like Will Levis against the Bears. It was over from there. I will say this, Tua, it hurts me as an NFL fan, even though I'm a Jets fan. The poor guy just keeps getting injured with his concussions, and it's tough to watch from a fan's point of view, from even just other players' point of views. I believe that he's going to be back. Sounds crazy enough. Everyone, 99% of the world wants him to retire. The 1% of the world that doesn't is Tua himself. I believe that for the sake of his own life and his well-being past football, after football, it would be a great choice because let's be real here, that O-line is not blocking him. That is an issue for them. It is a problem for them. And also, Tua did all this judo and whatnot and dove into Damar Hamlin. And, of course, who else would it be that concusses him but Damar Hamlin? It's sad to see, man. And, like, it's more of a human factor than a football player. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to see him continuously get these concussions and ruin more of his brain and ruin more of his head. Like, you don't want to see that. But There shouldn't be a timetable for him, man. Like he needs to actually think about this because again, we're 4 days out, 3 days out from everything that happened. We need to think about this. I think he should be put on IR. I think he should be going through every single protocol possible and actually think because number one, you got the bag. That's not a thing you have to worry about anymore. You're gonna get paid. You're gonna be fine. But what happens after football? Like, can you keep withstanding all of these injuries that are happening to you? I don't think so. But listen, he's a warrior and he's in the locker room and he doesn't want to let those guys down. So I get it. I understand. But in terms of the game, Buffalo just looked 10 times better. Tua did not look good. Achane, I tell you what, man, that's a damn good player right there. He is very, very good. Listen, without Tua, it's going to be tough for them to score. But I actually think that Skylar Thompson is a serviceable backup. He's not Tua, but in that offense, he just needs to take care of the ball, but he's going to have to sling it. He's going to have to really connect with Tyreek Hill, really connect with Jalen Waddle. Jonnu Smith has been a nice piece to have just for the sake of the team. But, Buffalo was stamped, and I don't know why that wasn't my mortal either. They were absolutely locked. And how about this? The under missed by a point and a half or a half point.
Half point.
Another one. Dude, how many do I have of those right now? I don't know. But, yeah, Buffalo, shout out to James Cook, played his ass off. Shout out to Buffalo's defense. But, man, Miami just could not stop them. And, hey, that was a worry. That defense was a worry. That's Buffalo had that game. It was strictly Buffalo.
So I want to stay in that division for 2 games that happened today. The Jets got their first win of the season.
Let's go.
24-17 against the Tennessee Titans. Although, let's start with this. Is this what you had envisioned 3 weeks ago, what this team would look like, both on offense and defense? Because there's times where the defense has been very good, I would say, for the most part. Like last week, all right, you played the 49. Like you within your expectations,
yes,
it's looked good.
I agree.
Today, I thought it looked pretty good.
I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the offense, at times, I think is very predictable. I think there was a few plays today where we're looking at it's second and short, third and short, fourth, whatever it was in short, and you're looking at the play and the way that they're lining up. And
you know what's going to happen.
There were so many times where we're watching and we just say, oh, here comes Breece Hall. And boom, they just get smacked in the mouth by Tennessee. It was really predictable today.
Are you ready for the hottest of hottest takes? Not even a hot take, but just something completely out of the blue. I think you need to pick up that phone and you need to call Mr. BB immediately. You call Bill Belichick. Because, listen, I'm going to say this. All right, yes, we got the win.
I thought you were going to say Tom Brady.
Not as a coach, maybe for a quarterback.
Oh, no, I meant quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I'll take that too. But I think Nathaniel Hackett needs to go. I'm done. I'm done watching him. I don't even have to watch half the game, and I already know they look too predictable because the first drive I watched, I'm like, they've been too predictable all day.
Yep.
Everyone said that the first half looked exactly like San Francisco.
Yep.
But going back to your question here, I expected the offense. I expected to be a little bit better, but I also knew that Hackett was the OC, and they were just going to do some Jets typical bullshit offense. That's still in effect. The defense, I was a little too high on because we have lost a lot of defensive line depth. John Franklin Myers going, obviously Hassan Reddick not being there. Al Jefferson is another guy that's not there as well. Like we lost a lot of pieces. And, it's not – I think Will had time in the pocket today. The secondary, I mean, listen, I'll be real with you. That touchdown to Ridley, Chuck Clark, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? You don't even have to get the pick, man. Just deflect the ball, swat at it. Dude, right through his hands. Yep. But I will say the secondary got burned a lot today. DJ Reed wasn't playing either. I thought that on that play, I thought Sauce was all over him. That's the best because he knew he had safety help coming over. That was the best defense you could put on him. Unfortunately, Chuck Clark just is he can't read a ball, and Ridley made an absolutely insane catch. I give all the credit to him and Will Levis, but it is a little concerning that the defense was let up 17 points on this team with not even a healthy D-Hop. Tajay Spears was out too. Even there were some sacks that we missed as well in the pocket. Our tackling hasn't been the best either. But again, when it comes to the defense, I think we'll be fine. But this is the problem. We go 3 and out way too much. The more you go 3 and out, the more you're going to have the defense on the field. We saw it against San Francisco. 3 and out, 3 and out. The defense is doing absolutely everything they can in their power to stop them. And listen, again, they're all professional football teams. They're all professionals. Like every team's except the Panthers, sorry. But yeah, way too predictable, bro. And Nathaniel Hackett has not adapted and he's not being creative enough. He needs to get back to the drawing board and start scheming up the way things should be. Getting Garrett Wilson more involved. Obviously, Brees. Wow, Mahomes, another pick. I love that might be PI, but Brees Hall. I love that they're getting him involved. Like what did I say last week, bro? If Brees Hall, if the running game isn't working with him, put him out as a receiver. He scored a 26-yard touchdown pass when you put him on a linebacker. He's an absolute mismatch. I'll take him over any linebacker in the league besides Fred Warner. Like he will dust everyone, but. 1st and 10, this is our problem. We don't get the yards we're supposed to right off the bat. 1st and 10, run up the middle, stopped, tackle for loss, or 2nd and 10. Then we do a pass, incomplete. Now we're in 3rd and long situations, and this is our issue every single year. We're always in these situations that are 3rd and long, 2nd and long. Like we don't ever, like if I just get 5 yards on 2nd and 5, great. Like, okay, now we just have to get another 5 yards for a 1st down. Like we're not milking the clock. We're not holding time of possession. It was an ugly win. Listen, it was not pretty today. But the fact that, like, we lucked out, dude. They score a touchdown there. They go for 2. We could potentially lose that game.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Listen, a win's a win. I will gladly take it. Aaron Rodgers did move a little slow. His throwing wasn't really. I didn't think he was very accurate today. But shout out to Mike Williams. Listen, he did what he could though. He gave Mike Williams a shot, one-on-one back shoulder. Obviously, Mike Williams goes up and grabs it. Garrett Wilson, again, like you got to get him more involved, man. That is our best. That's one of our best players on offense. You have to get him the ball more.
Yeah, and Rodgers went on Pat McAfee's show this week and said that.
Of course he did. Of course.
No. He's always on there on Tuesdays.
Yeah, not practicing.
But
I'm kidding. I'm just being an asshole now.
He practices more than Lamar. You do realize that.
Listen. I'm just fucking around. It's listen. He can do whatever he wants now. He can do whatever he wants now. In the offseason, I was on him. I now
think you don't like people that are old.
Not people that are old. People that get paid, and we put all of our chips in one basket, and it's like, hey, we need you to win here. Listen, he did all right. He didn't do bad. He was inaccurate at times, but
so every quarterback in the NFL.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Aaron Rodgers went on the McAfee show and said that the Jets need to get Garrett Wilson the ball more, and this is how he followed that comment up. 6 targets, 4 receptions. I mean, 6 targets.
That's it?
You got it. Get the guy the ball.
I know.
Even if he drops it, even if you miss him. So did they just pick it again? Is that the same guy?
Oh, my God.
Listen,
we just watched. You're going to see this all over Instagram, Twitter, Sports Center, whatever. That was an insane pick. Watch this, Muller.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Is that freaking Cameron Britt or whatever? Because if it is, backed it up. He backed it up.
Dude, I got to give it to him there. That's a great interception. But to all the Eagles fans that are texting me about Dak Prescott, and we got to trade him based on his performance today. All right, let's go. Let's get Mahomes out of Kansas City.
Let's go. Start it up. Let's talk.
No. We're going to get to that.
Okay,
we're going to get to that because we got one more game here in the AFC East, and it's New England. They lost to Seattle 23-20, but they looked good again. They looked pretty good again. And my question to you is, because I want to stay in this division here for a second, is the AFC East a 3-dog race, and it's not Miami that's in the race?
Listen, I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet with Miami because they have the best wide receiver duo in the league, and that is going to cause problems. Reek is still going to cause problems. Jalen Waddle is going to still cause problems. Again, these guys are professionals. I'm not saying that Skylar Thompson's going to go in there and look like Baker Mayfield out here. Shout out to Baker again. But what the Patriots are doing right now is they're proving a lot of people wrong, and it's early, but they're sticking to their strategy. They're sticking to what works best for them, and that's running the ball, getting Ramondre Stevenson the ball, and relying on your defense to cause havoc. Their secondary did kind of get torched today by DK and JSN. Shout out to JSN and DK.
I think they have the best wide receiver room in the league.
They have
in terms of quality through 3 guys.
They have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the league. I do agree. That's 100% easily a top 5, potentially top 3. Off the top of my head.
Who would you put above them?
If we're talking
in terms of quality,
quality,
I'm talking in terms of quality. Like they have 2 guys putting up 100+ yards every game.
Yeah, no, that's fair, man. I mean, I would say maybe like the Niners are up there, just even with Kittle. I mean, you can even throw him as a receiver. Like you can consider
only wide receivers.
Wide receivers, man, tough. Honestly, yeah, like you might be right. I think Seattle is up there. Yeah, dude.
I'll tell you who's not up there. Green Bay.
I thought about it.
Let's move on from there. So I want to get into some of the other games. There's 3 other games I want to get into here. First off, and we'll get to Dallas. Don't everyone worry.
We'll put that last.
I know Abe Dimmitt's sitting there like, when's he going to talk about Dallas? Fucking Eagles fan.
We'll put that last.
Minnesota. I mean, we got to start talking about this team winning the NFC North because Sammy Dimes. This is a Geno Smith type of like resurfacing of a quarterback.
You guys thought I was crazy, bro. Everyone thought I was nuts, man. Like I've seen it. Like, okay, did he have terrible games as a Jet? Yes, he did. But he had Adam Gase as a coach. He was throwing to Andre Roberts, freaking Jermaine Kearse, Robbie Anderson. Like, let's be real here, man. Like, he had nobody. He had Le'Veon on a $53 million contract with freaking plumbers and firemen on the freaking offensive line, bro. Sam Darnold, again, beat San Francisco at home, but we just watched what they looked like the best team in the NFL last week. Mm-hmm. You saw that game, and everyone's like, yep, they are the powerhouse of the NFC again, and they're going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. Listen, I love the connection he's got with JJ right now. Listen, he's him. He's him. I don't know what else to say. I've been trying to tell everyone, give the man credit. Give the man another chance. He was at the Jets. He was at the Carolina Panthers. Mm-hmm. He was in San Fran. He learned behind Brock and Kyle Shanahan. And now he's flourishing in Minnesota. I said this. Listen, JJ's a great pick. He's learning. He's learning right now. Sam Darnold finally gets his opportunity. Look at Baker and the Bucks. Them two in the same draft class literally did the same thing. He was on the Browns, played well. They didn't think he was good enough. Went to Carolina, where you had you should use 2 quarterback strategy.
Yeah. No, they should be doing that. They need someone in there that is tall and can run. They need Cam Newton, to be honest with you. They need him back.
They need God.
So I have a fun stat here, actually, about the Minnesota-San Francisco rivalry game, whatever you want to call it, in Minnesota.
Yeah.
The 49ers have not won in Minnesota in over 20 years.
Wow. Wish I would have known that before.
Since the last time the 49ers won in Minnesota, the iPhone has been created. Harry Potter started and ended. Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, YouTube, Google were all created, and the Houston Texans were invented.
I'll tell you what, man. How times can change, right? In a small amount of years. But yeah, I mean, I'm shocked. Based off my not even my mortals, but just my my rapid fire bets and everything, I think it's gonna come back. I think he was down, but just based off like all these favorites. Like, it was an underdog week again, and of course I went all favorites, but I'm glad he's got a shot.
Yeah, me too.
I'm glad he finally is thriving with an offensive coach. He's got weapons. He's got a good old line, and TJ Hawkinson's not even playing yet. So we need to start keeping an eye out on that team.
And he's working with a coaching staff that just out-coached Kyle Shanahan and Nick Sorensen. Like, let's not act like he is out coaching like Nick Sirianni here.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Eagles fans. He just out coached one of the best coaches in the NFL.
He did.
And Sam Darnold is the quarterback.
He did.
Sam is in heaven right now.
And this is what's wild too. Yeah, he's definitely down. But even with McCaffrey out, I still think Jordan Mason had another good game. Like, he's a nice fill-in running back. Again, with that system, anyone's a good running back, bro. You have one of the best O-lines in the league, and you have one of the best OC head coaches in the league. So they'll be fine. Brock didn't look too good today. He kind of struggled. The defense kind of had him in a mix of he just kind of had him in some trouble. So shout out to Minnesota, and shout out to that win. Shout out to Sammy. Proud of him, and I'm happy for him.
This is how good that 49ers offense is. Brock Purdy, who we just said was struggling today, went 28 of 36 for 319 yards, a touchdown, interception.
Brock Purdy? 300 yards he threw for.
Yeah, over 300, almost 320.
Jesus Christ.
And Jordan Mason ran 20 for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah, Debo had 8 for 110. I mean, this team is loaded. The fact that With those stats, if you showed me those stats, I would never guess the Vikings won this football game.
Yeah.
Not in a million years. All right, let's move on. Staying in that division, because I want to really get into this, because before the year, we were really on Detroit to win this division, but now Vikings have entered the chat, and Detroit did not look good today.
Mm-hmm.
I am not sold on Tampa or Detroit, but
I'm sold on Tampa.
Where are we at here? Because yes, Baker does have the boys buzzing.
I am
but
sold on them.
Goff is throwing the ball 55 times.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Well, listen, the run game really didn't get going. They got going on the goal line, but it was more so, they were behind pretty much mostly the whole game. And if they did score, the Bucs went right up right away. Listen, he's got to throw the ball. He's got to get his guys. He's got to get his guys targets. Sam Laporta, I don't even think he had really much of a good game. I don't even think he was a factor. Amon-Ra finally came back. He's obviously the security blanket for Goff. He will always be. Jameson Williams is now finally showing up as a good wide receiver too. I think Baker and the Bucs just wanted it more. And Godwin was another good guy for him today. Rashad White with an injury. I think he did come back though, but didn't finish. But I think that game's on Baker. And listen, the defense, Hutchinson, I think, had 4.5 sacks. So listen, they both played a good game. Like, I think both teams were neck and neck the whole game. But listen, the Bucs wanted more, and Baker delivered.
We're going to get into it now.
Yeah, please. I have to.
So
I'm curious.
Before we get too far away from Tampa Bay, we got to talk about that division, because I thought Tampa Bay and the Falcons were going to be the teams. Dude, I'm starting to think it's the Falcons and the Saints, because the Bucs are going to be there, but this Saints offense just looks unreal. They're so fast. They scored on 15 straight drives to start the season. The Cowboys, shout out to the Cowboys defense. We got to stop. We were down 25 because of you fuckers. We got them the punt, but it was 16 drives later. This offense is so fast. Alvin Kamara, unreal. The way they're running him and getting him screens, and the O-line looked fantastic for them. Derek Carr, I know you didn't like him, but the guy looked good. Wide receivers are fast, and they catch the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
don't know where the weakness is in this offense.
For me, again, it's so early, but I can't just put my eggs with Derek Carr. I can't just be like, oh, this guy's going to take them to the fucking promised land. Personally, I can't do it. He's never been the same ever since he had that ACL injury with the Raiders, with the Oakland Raiders back at the time. Mm-hmm. But they're starting off hot. They're proving a lot of people wrong. I still think they are one of the they played lights out today. I think it was more so Carolina, whatever. But against the Cowboys is impressive. Mm-hmm. That was like the Cowboys winning last week against the Browns. Impressive. Mm-hmm. I think the Cowboys defense just could not stop anything.
No, today
nothing.
It was like, it didn't matter what happened on the field. I knew 3 possessions in, we were screwed, because we couldn't stop water from running through us.
Mm-hmm.
And this might be a hot take. I really don't think it is. Eagles fans will think it is. The offense did not look bad today for the Cowboys. Dak looked good. The ball was moving. We put up points. We had 19 points. Look at some of these scores. 19 points, you should be in the game. You should have a chance to win. And that's really not an accurate reflection of how this game went. Because when you're down by 2.5 scores going into halftime because your defense can't stop anything, the offense has to get pressure to go score, and you're trying to put up numbers, you're trying to get the big play every time because you got to score fast, especially in the fourth quarter when the defense continued to stop nothing. Dak's trying to make plays happen. We're going for it on 4th down on our own 16. Obviously the game's going to get blown out of proportion. Mm-hmm. If the defense had gotten 1 or 2 stops in the second or third quarter, this game is a 2-possession, maybe even a 1-possession game. I'm not here for the slander of this offense this week. I think the offense was very good. We didn't have a run game. Zeke only touched the ball 6 times. We got to get him touches. Rico Dowdle actually looked good. Rico's season might be here now. Mm-hmm. But the defense, Zimmer, you got to go back to the drawing board and figure this out, buddy, because that was really bad today. Kamara is your daddy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And listen, he doesn't matter how old that guy is. The man is still a problem because he had 4 touchdowns today. But you even look at the score. You just look at the score of that game, and you just knew the defense was just non-existent today.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what was going on. Was it the secondary? Was it the D-line?
Was everything. It was everything.
I'm assuming everything, but they got torched. And I don't think Dak played well either, just based off his numbers. I mean, he had 2 picks, but again.
No, but Mike, you should have seen, like, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, you have to look at the situation that the team was in.
Agreed.
He was.
You have to throw at that point. You got to run the ball.
He was lights out in the first half. Like, I'm not saying, all right, maybe not lights out. He wasn't scoring touchdowns, but they were playing good. And then the second half, you're trying to basically score as fast as you can every time with, I mean, you basically only had CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks out there because the run game wasn't doing shit. I don't know why we're doing this run by committee crap.
Yeah.
Why do we have our midget running at quarterback? I love the guy, but come on, why are we doing that? Get Zeke on the field, feed him, let him get downhill, let him get a feel for the game, and let's get after it. But at that point, it was too far gone. Like, we can't be letting time run off the clock. We got to get down the field. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm on to next week. Just a bad week for the defense. The offense looked good. My big thing is I'm not here for the slander of Dak Prescott this week.
I think, again, I don't want to relay this.
The pick was bad.
Yeah, I don't want to relay this on the offense at all, but, like, we've been through this already. Even last year we were talking about this, like, Jake Ferguson goes down. That's a big piece going down. Like, how much
his backup played really well today.
Did he?
Yep.
Like, the injuries to these guys, and that's just with any team as well. I don't even want to harp on the Cowboys for that. Scratch what I just said. We'll move on. They'll be fine. They play the Ravens next weekend. That's going to be a tough game. Ravens are now 0-2 with a massive upset win by the Raiders. Shout out to them. Shout out to Gardner. He went crazy. Brock Bowers, Devontae, they were just all over the Ravens today. Great comeback win.
Stat from that game: teams that go 0-2 to start the season have an 11% historical chance to make the playoffs. In the Baltimore Ravens, first time 0-2 since 2015, currently in last place in the AFC North because the Steelers are about to win.
Yep. So that is it's
tough spot.
Again, it's so early in the season, but like not a good start, man. Like especially after that loss you had against Kansas City. Granted, you pretty much could have won the game if Likely just had a smaller shoe size, but shout out to Vegas. They came prepared, they came ready, and Gardner played well. Yep. Tough for them, but the next week it's not getting any easier against you guys because you're going to be out for vengeance, and so are the Ravens. So that's a tough game.
Ravens out for vengeance. They're just out to try and figure out how to win a football game.
That too.
I think that game's going to be really good.
Yeah, absolutely,
really good. I think honestly, it might have been good that the Cowboys lost this game the way they did because the offense.
That's a wake up.
The offense kept it going. The offense was good, but the defense needed that little like, all right. You know, last week he played against Deshaun Watson. He's certified booty cheeks. Like, let's all just take a chill pill. It's a long season, long road ahead of us. We're 1-1. We have I think it's like 55% chance of making the playoffs historically. We're good. And you know what? All I gotta say is this Saints team better play like that next week because I swear to God, if they come out and they're unable to do jack shit, I'm gonna be pissed because they play the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, listen, they're not, the weapons aren't bad. Like, I think Rashid Shaheed is so undervalued. Dude. I mean, he is very undervalued. He's speed. He's just your deep threat. That's your typical perfect deep threat because his route tree is limited. But damn, he can run fast and he can go down the field. And Derek Carr is going to find him somewhere. It's just, can Derek Carr? This is crazy, by the way. Can Derek Carr make that throw? You have Olave there. You have Kamara. A decent defense, a good O-line. It's just, can the coaching staff excel this team to win the division? Again, I don't think anyone has them winning the Super Bowl on their bingo card. Nobody does. But they can win the division. You got to take it game by game and just go from there. Stop. Don't listen to the outside noise. Don't listen to expectation or anything because now everyone's going to start talking about you because you just beat them boys. So take it game by game. Do what you got to do. Keep feeding Kamara and go from there.
Big moment here, Mike. Big moment. We're going to take a break from the 1 p.m. games and just watch this field goal.
You weren't watching, but like Jamar and Joe were kind of getting into it.
Well, no, I think Jamar was going at the ref and Joe was trying to get him away.
And he was flicking his arm. I think Jamar right now is not happy in Cleveland, and it's
well,
showing.
he's in Cincinnati, so
oh my God,
I wouldn't be happy in Cleveland either.
Look. In Cincinnati. Wow. Oh, Jesus. Well, listen, I'm still alive, even if this hits, by the way. But if it doesn't hit, which it right down the freaking middle.
Okay, so we are 1 point away from severe probation status.
We didn't even talk about that game.
We're gonna get into it. Look
at him. Look. Damn. Helmet throw. Oh. Where's my money? Give me my money.
All right.
Oh, man.
Next game. Colts and Packers. Packers won the game 16-10, moved to 1-1. Malik Willis was at quarterback. I'm standing on my take that Malik Willis is booty cheeks, and you do not want him throwing to this wide receiver group.
100%, I agree.
I'm standing on that. I know he won the game, but this man only threw the ball 14 times. He was 12-14 for 122 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, with Malik Willis, Romeo Doubs exploded for 62 yards on 3 receptions.
Yeah, I peeped that.
So yeah.
That's real bad looking, the Colts there, dude. Every single game that I liked. Who didn't love the Colts? You know what I mean?
They are through 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's concerning, bro. It's concerning. Again, like, I don't want to keep saying this. It's early, but like, there are some games you have to win. And that's it. Like, you have to come away with a win there. They just lost Jordan Love, who's going to be back at some point, and you have to win a game like that, especially after a loss against Houston. And now if they go up two games, if they win tomorrow, which I think they will. So if you're hearing that, take the Bears, because I'm a fucking jinx. They're the best team. Like, no, that's the only team that's in your way. The Jaguars aren't in your way. The Titans obviously are not in your way. Like, you need to win that game. Mm-hmm. There is no excuse. Your offense, listen, you have AR, and he's a sophomore quarterback, and he got hurt last year. So you're going to have some growing pains. But that game, you have to win it. You got to utilize JT. You had a good game, but Michael Pittman was nowhere to be found. Alec Pierce had another solid game. I think AR is still adapting to the NFL, and I think he's still trying to find his footing. You got to give Green Bay credit, their defense credit. They held them to 10 points. So that was a must-win game. They needed to win that, and they didn't. So give credit to Green Bay.
The Colts have the Bears, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and then Miami. I mean, I feel like through that 4-game stretch, if you don't go at least 2-4, kiss your playoff hopes goodbye.
Agreed.
Kiss it all goodbye. Get to next season, because Chicago, Pittsburgh, and Tennessee against this Colts team, those are wins for the Colts.
Yes.
The Steelers are essentially Iowa. Like, they're not going to score points. Yes. So Jacksonville is really the only team that could, I mean, it's at Jacksonville, so Jacksonville might win. I hate that team, by the way.
Oh, man.
I hate that team. But you got to go at least 2-4 there to have any chance, any hope of winning a division.
Agreed. You know what, though? I will say this. At least you are on the watch with me. Thank you. That's a listen. I'll be straight up with you, baller. This is a rarity, dude. You usually hit you're good. You're good at betting. You know the picks. Mm-hmm. Last week you went 1-1, so now it's solidified. The Steelers game is over. The over is not hitting.
Well, no, it's not.
It's not over, but the over was at what, 36.5? Was it 17?
38.5. We can still do this.
Anything can happen.
We need 3 tutties.
You sound like me. Yeah, I need no points with 9 minutes left in the fourth, and I'll win. I'll tell you what, it's dark here, man.
For you, it's very dark.
It's dark.
I mean, next week puts you on probation.
I might get skipped. Might get skipped.
This would be insane if you went over, and then had to take a week off.
And then I put my picks in, and I go 2-0.
All right, let's discuss this.
Wait, can we, real quick, before we discuss this, the Giants, again, this is 2 weeks in a row now.
Okay,
my mortal has lost by a half a
game.
point. The Giants actually had that game based off the numbers, which I was observing. Apparently, Malik Neighbors, who had a phenomenal game, by the way, if they won that game, it was because of him. If they lost that game, it was also because of him. And also, I think...
Well, did you see what happened?
Yes, I did.
Yep. Okay.
Washington also exploded for a bunch of yardage. So,
It was a place kicker's wet dream. 7, dude.
That's such, you got to, there's Taylor, but you got to make that catch, Malik. Like, I know you're a rookie, and I know you're a stud, and you're going to be so good in this league, but man, when it's fourth down and you have Danny Dimes, who's trying his damn best, who didn't play bad either. He had another decent game. Again, week 1 was tough because it's just the Giants were suck. They're ass, but that's a winnable game.
Yep.
And again, like Washington, they should have won that game by a lot. But in that scenario, in that situation, you had the chance to win it. You had the chance to go down, kick a field goal, and put your defense out, which you loaded up on in the offseason to stop Jaden Daniels, who's a rookie, and the mediocre Commanders. But listen, football happens. It is what it is. There are drops. We're all human anyways, but that is another absolute brutal blow for me. Another one, another half-point loss, bro. It's just gut-wrenching. But, dude, this is what happens. This happens to me, but I come back and I'll be fine. I need to have a win next week. I still potentially have a win going on, but it is not looking good, and I will be 0 for 4 to start the year on the Mortals. And it sucks because week 1 were a lot of favorites. Week 2, I took so many favorites and so many overs, and it was strictly an underdog undergame. The Bucks were stamped. Shout out to Peniotis. I looked at that, and I took them in the rapid fire. And the Bills were stamped too. It was another one. But somehow I take the fucking Giants, and I just don't understand. Like, I should have just won my spike bet. Jets -4. Even that was scary, bro. We're lucky. They could have actually beaten us. They could have beaten us, but we'll be back again if you want. This is why I put my picks out, because you can either ride or fade me. Regardless, I'm going to try and make y'all money. But man, my God,
It's okay.
It's not okay because I'm on probation watch and I might get skipped next week. 3 weeks in, I might go 3 for 3 being 0-2. Think about that.
You'll be okay. That's only on best bets. That's not here. All right. So other games that occurred, we had the Browns beat the Jags, like we said. The Chargers bodied the Panthers 26-3. And the Giants and the Commies, like we just said, was a kicker's wet dream.
Nice.
All right, so on to the 4 o'clock games. Let's start with the Rams in Arizona, which was a beatdown.
Here.
Marvin Harrison Jr. has arrived in the NFL. He had 4 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He was, in fact, not the slowest player in the NFL this week.
He has arrived. And I don't know why it took Kyler one. At least, you know what? I will give Kyler credit. It only took him 1 week to figure it out rather than like 9 weeks.
Reminder, it's not his job to throw him the ball.
Yeah, it's not his job to throw him the ball, even though he is usually having the ball in his hands on every single snap. Marvin Harrison, my goodness. Well, he's going to be special. He is going to be special. He had 2 touchdowns in the first half. He's going to be a problem. The Rams just were not in sync today. Losing Puka's huge. They just got outplayed 100%. They couldn't stop Kyler. They couldn't stop Marv. So shout out to the Arizona Cardinals for getting the dub after starting out 0-1 against the Bills, which they could have won. That was a very close game. But wow, what a beatdown.
So I want to get into a little bit here. Overreaction time.
Yeah.
All right, a little overreaction time in this game.
Overreaction.
So I got 3 here. Marvin Harrison Jr. will win Rookie of the Year.
That's not an overreaction. Not at all. Again, if you're putting those type of numbers up after week 1, I mean, let's
week 2
or after week 2, let's go through the other rookies that could win it. Caleb, again, it's going to take time, but Caleb probably not right now.
He's 1-0.
He is 1-0, but he also
he's undefeated.
He has yet to throw 100 yards. So
Malik Willis, 1-0.
Listen, we're not
throw 100 yards.
He's not a rookie though.
Last year
it was, but he's not this year.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Continue.
Other rookies, I mean, Malik Neighbors, you got to throw him in there. So I think right now it's between those 2 guys. I will say Braylon Allen, 2 touchdowns on the Jets, youngest player in the NFL right now. You got to throw his name in there. That's super biased, but not an overreaction. He's the wide receiver 1, and I just don't see anyone else surpassing him but Malik. I don't think a quarterback wins it this year because Caleb is really the only guy. Bo Nix, no, he's not going to do it. JJ's obviously sitting out. Yeah, I mean, Marv's going to get a lot of action, man. So it's going to be between
Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels, yes, he did get a win.
Did not win a touchdown today.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So these guys that are putting up the numbers, I think they're going to get the popular vote from the fans and the players. Those two guys, one of them will win. So if Malik keeps going on the trajectory he is, I think he can win it. But if Marv just continues to dominate like he did today, he'll be the favorite.
All right, number 2, Cards will win the NFC West.
I think that's an overreaction. I think the Niners are too strong. I think Seattle poses a threat as well. I think we were a little bit high on the Rams as a podcast. Shout out to Gassy. I think we were a little too high on them, and them losing Puka is huge.
You're going to love this next one.
But I think the Niners, they're going to get back next week, and they're going to win whoever they're playing. Doesn't matter who they play. They'll be fine. So I'll say an overreaction there.
Rams season is done with players injured, including Puka.
I'm going to say overreaction because they loaded up on defense. They got Jared Verse and they got Fisk as well, both from Florida State. Those guys are already posing threats. And Matthew Stafford is not ever going to quit. He's not. And him and Cooper Kupp will be back. Kyron Williams has been an upgrade at running back. Sean McVay, I just don't. There's just been stability there, and I don't see them fumbling the bag. Listen, again, just like the Cowboys, you look at today and you're like, let's move on. We're going to put this past us. Look on to week three, and you go from there. And yeah, listen, division game, you never know how division games go. So I'm going to say that's an overreaction. They'll be fine.
All right, let's get into this Pittsburgh-Denver game. It's still going, but it's 13-3. Denver's got the ball with 4 minutes left. They ain't winning. So Pittsburgh's going to move to 2-0. Bo Nix has done essentially nothing today. Honestly, I'm looking through the stats right now, Mike. I'm going to hit you straight. You'd be surprised, but no one is doing anything in this game.
I can't believe it.
Yeah. It's truly something to behold.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So now we're assuming right now that the Steelers are going to move to 2-0.
Yep.
Do you continue to play Justin Fields, or do you think that Russell Wilson, when he returns from his injury, should be the immediate starter?
With Russell Wilson, you have like this, and that's all you got. You know what I mean? Like Justin Fields gives you a different element to his game where if you're playing against a team that sucks against the run, you have that as well. Russell Wilson, that's long gone from his game. Like Justin Fields gives you an element of like anything could happen on any play, which for a team that's on the bubble of making the playoffs, I feel like that's more fun and better to have than a guy who's just like a pocket passer. Like if we're going to lose, at least let's have fun losing. And if we're going to win, let's at least like cheer for the guy that's going to excite us. Russell Wilson, all right, what's he going to do? Let's ride. Let's ride, Steelers Nation. Come on.
Mr. Unlimited.
Like, come on, man. He's getting pegged by his wife. All right. Yeah, I'm Justin Fields all the way. I mean, he has 13 of 20, 117 yards right now and a touchdown. So he threw for a touchdown today, which is good, getting on the board. Yeah, I think you go Fields.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And listen, we both thought that Russell, again, this injury was kind of out of the blue, but we thought that Russell was going to get in there and he was just going to immediately start and Justin Fields was going to sit and watch. But I've been thinking about it a little bit more too, and I just think the offense for Justin, he doesn't have to just do much again because Arthur Smith is there and they're a run-heavy team. You have two very good running backs in Najee and Jalen Warren. And right now, you have the best defense in the league.
Yep.
That defense is locked down. So they're going to do their thing. You just have to make sure George Pickens is getting involved and you protect Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Like their O-line is very good. Like he just has to take care of the ball and not turn it over. And that's exactly what he's been doing. And listen, a win is a win. It doesn't matter how you can win 3-0. You can get a safety win 2-0. But if you're winning games, you have to keep the guy in because he is leading them to wins. He's leading them to wins. And Mike Tomlin, again, we hate on the Steelers. We really do. But the dude excels with average and below average talent. They've gotten better. I'm not saying a lot of their players are below average, but I don't think anyone thought that Justin Fields was going to go in and was going to start winning games for them. Again, was he the reason that he was? No. But they have a great defense, and when you have a great defense like that, you could win games. You just need some type of offense.
They're currently first place in the AFC North.
They are in first place in the AFC North, man. And just based off these two games, I don't think the Browns are going to come back unless Deshaun Watson gets out of his own ass and freaking starts playing well.
I think it's Jameis time there. That's just me.
Listen, Jameis is another guy that needs. Listen, we know who Jameis. We know what he is. We know he likes to sling it. We know he likes to throw picks, but we also know he likes to throw for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns. So I think that's one guy that can actually, he could prop that team up, in my opinion, because it's not like they don't have weapons. We've talked about this before. Like they just got Jerry Jeudy. They have Eli Moore. They have a bunch of guys that can actually win you games. Amari Cooper, he's a wide receiver one on I think a lot of teams, man. He might be a little bit older, but hey, age is just a number. Look at Kamara. So yeah, I mean the Steelers are doing what they're doing their thing right now, man. They are, and Steelers fans are gonna be like, "I told you so." Yeah, you kind of did right now, but again, it's a regular season. They're taking care of wins. They're taking care of the teams in front of them.
Mike, you might
Shout
do
out
this.
to them, huh?
You might do this.
Knock on wood, please. Please knock on wood.
This is fake wood.
So right now, just to give you guys an update, I had under 48.5 as my over-under mortal. We
need one more stop. We need one more stop.
The score is 25-23, and the Bengals are up, and there's 2.5 minutes left. But again, dude, Mahomes in the 2-minute drill, it's not looking.
It only takes 4 plays, Mike.
It does.
4 plays.
It does. And it also takes a Harrison Butker missed field goal, but we are still alive. We absolutely are still alive. But yeah, I will say I do apologize, Smaller. I knew this would be an issue that I didn't watch most of these games. I knew it was. And I was like, all right, I can catch maybe the second half of a lot of games, but I went to Gassie's, watched the Jets game. I sincerely apologize.
It's all right. I know next week you're going to bounce back and you'll be watching the games.
I told right? I am golfing next Sunday, but I told them, I told them, I said, we need to go very early.
Are you at least playing a tournament? Or are you just going out to play golf?
Just going out to play.
See, this is insane.
Stop.
You have to be done by 1.
We are going at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. is the tee time.
Listen, I know you take a lot of shots when you play, but you cannot play a 5-hour round.
Can we? No,
that is blasphemous, and you should be kicked off the golf course. That goes for everybody. If you play a 5-hour round, you should be kicked off immediately.
Can we just pivot a little bit, and can I talk about the day I had?
You serious?
I am. I want you to hype me up.
Okay, no. Let's start with just tell me the score, and then we'll go from there.
I think I shot a 106 today.
Okay, so no.
My driver.
So the Bengals and the Chiefs are playing right now.
It's back. I changed my swing, dude. I'm going in to out, not out to in, and I am not slicing the ball anymore. I had very good drives, dude. I hit 7 to 8 fairways.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It'll happen. We got to get back out there.
I see it.
It will happen. But yes. So okay, why don't we talk about this game that's on right now? Bengals Chiefs. So
Bengals are up 25-23 currently. Joe Burrow is having a good game, 258 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pacheco 18 carries, 89 yards. I'll take a guess at who the leading receiver is in this game currently.
Rashee Rice.
No.
Hold on.
3 guesses.
Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
Mike Gesicki is
done.
the leading receiver. That's a good pickup for me. And they also have this guy who I'm kind of impressed with, and his last name is All Jr.
What?
All Jr.
Oh, that's his. Okay, I got you. I thought you meant his first name was All.
No. His last name is All Jr. And he looks really good. And this Andre, I can't even pronounce his last name.
3000?
Andre 3000. He has 2 touchdowns today. He also looks really good. They actually have some sneaky weapons. I'm not saying these guys are going to come in and they're going to take the role of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, but if these 2 guys stay, they can be the team that we always thought they would be, and that is a contender as a Super Bowl.
Are you ready for this stat line?
Go.
Andre
Isloves, something like that.
Is that
It's something like I can't pronounce it.
Isavas?
Isavas, something like that.
It's Iosivas. Iosivas?
Isavas, whatever.
Okay. 2 receptions,
2 tutties.
7 yards, 2 touchdowns.
What a stat line.
Player of the week, baby.
Whoever bet the under
Player
and
of
2
the
touchdowns for that guy, God bless you. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Mahomes looks really off this game. He has thrown a lot of picks, and even the ones that were called back because of interference. But man, he looks kind of lost out there today, man. Pacheco's running his balls off, of course. Rashee Rice, I mean, what a stud. He is a solidified wide receiver 1 there, and he's going to be probably for a long time unless he fucks up somehow.
Where are we at on the field right now? Okay.
We are at the 42.
Ooh, Mike.
2 minutes left. They have
We
all
need,
3 timeouts.
We need some stops. All right, there's a start.
I would
God.
absolutely love a turnover here.
Does
a turnover would be huge.
Does it ever like hurt your back watching them get tackled?
Well, it's definitely hurting Pacheco right now.
Pacheco limping off. Good. So that hurts him. Just
19
like
for 90. Oh, no.
Harrison Butker lacing his shoes up to kick this game-winning field goal and then make his wife clean his dishes.
That's good. Please get him. All right.
Come on, Mike.
All right.
The thing about this situation is that it's 3rd and 9, but we're in 2-down territory. Like they have to.
So 17 for 23, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. So Mahomes ain't even really throwing it that much. Just very, I don't know. They just don't look. The Bengals defense looks pretty good. Oof, that does not look good for Pacheco. So this is my thought on this now. So if they go 3 and out here, they can still punt it away and then just try to stop them on defense, and they'll just have no timeout.